Good afternoon and welcome to Roan State Community College's 2022 Commencement Celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. Gentlemen, let's please remove our hats for the presentation of our national flag and the playing of our national anthem. Color Guard, please present the colors.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank the Cumberland County Young Marines for presenting our national colors today. Would you please join me in thanking them for a job well done? And I would also like to thank the Roan State Bluegrass Band under the direction of Brenda Luigi for their musical performances this afternoon. Please join me in thanking them. And ladies and gentlemen, if you will please remain standing now for our invocation. Mr. Scott Neerman, Executive Director of the Foundation and Alumni Relations at Roan State, will deliver our invocation this afternoon.
Please pray with me. Our almighty and merciful God, in whom we live and move and have our very being, we come to you with praise and thanksgiving for the blessings of this day and of this occasion. We rejoice with these graduates and their families and pray your continued blessings upon them as they commence a new chapter in their lives. We pray that the knowledge they have gained will replace fear and mistrust, give them confidence and competence in their chosen fields, and that a broader perspective of tolerance and understanding will result from their time spent here. As they take up new challenges, we pray that they will make us proud as they enjoy good and productive lives. Bless this school, its faculty and staff and leadership, that we all may continue to work together to deliver an education of quality and good reputation, and may the desire to continue to learn and serve characterize all who partake of the Roan State experience. Grant us grace and forgiveness, temperance and compassion, patience and kindness, goodness and courage of conviction. Direct us in all our ways and keep us safe and secure in the knowledge of your everlasting love. We humbly pray. Amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. In 1971, this institution was created by the Tennessee legislature, and it was named after the second governor of the state of Tennessee, Governor Archibald Roan. Governor Roan served from 1801 through 1803, and during his term as governor, he served as trustee of Tennessee's first three colleges: Blount College, now the University of Tennessee in Knoxville; Greenville College, as well as Washington College, which is now known as Tusculum College. So it is very fitting that Roan State Community College is named after him. And again, on behalf of our faculty, our staff, and our students, to all of our guests, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to Roan State Community College's commencement ceremony for 2022. Thank you again so much for joining us. Dr. Julie Hall is the mace bearer this afternoon, and she led the faculty into the hall with our college mace. Dr. Hall is one of the three finalists for the Sarah Ellen Benrow Outstanding Faculty Award. That is the highest honor bestowed upon Roan State faculty, and the recipient of that award will be announced in the fall during convocation. Also, Professors Karen Goins and Ashley Galloway are serving today as our faculty marshals, and our sincere thanks to both of them. I'd like now to mention to you about a program called Post-Retirement. Post-Retirement is a program in which some retiring Roan State faculty members elect to teach part-time with the college for a term of up to 4 years. And at this time, I would like to recognize faculty either ending or entering into post-retirement this semester. First of all, ending post-retirement, Professor Mike Goggin and Marcia Slush. Entering post-retirement, Professor Jeff Sexton, and going on full retirement, Professor Darlene Anthony. If any of those faculty members are in this ceremony, would you please stand now and let us recognize you? Post-retirement. Mike Goggin, stand up. There you go, friend. We're so grateful to all of you. During Roan State's 4 commencement ceremonies, we are gathering to celebrate our graduates who, of course, have reached a major milestone in their lives. Of course, this isn't just any educational milestone. It's important to note that many of you sitting before us today began this journey just before the start of the pandemic. Some of you may have even enrolled right in the middle of one of the most challenging times in our history. And so we certainly offer to each one of you this afternoon our commendation, our congratulations for persevering in the face of such extraordinary challenges and achieving your degree or certificate. We are so pleased to honor you as our graduating class of 2022, and we welcome you into our alumni ranks. In fact, I would like now to take a moment and recognize Roan State alumni who I feel sure are in this building, in this hall. So please stand anywhere in this building if you have graduated, if you attended in the past Roan State Community College. Anywhere at all in the audience, please stand. To our graduates, I would like to encourage you, please, to remain in contact with our alumni office. Please let us know about the accomplishments, the milestones in your life. We really want to know how you're doing because we know you're going on to do great things. In turn, we would like to share ways in which you may choose to support future Roan State students as they work toward achieving their own dreams. Now, while we consider each one of you our special guest, and we absolutely mean that, there are certain individuals who have joined us this afternoon who are worthy of special recognition, and I would like to ask them to please stand while I introduce them. First of all, today's speaker, Bob Creswell. We are pleased to welcome our distinguished commencement speaker, and I will share more about Bob before his address. Deborah Porter is the recipient of the 2021-2022 President's Award. We have additional guests seated over here to my right, to your left. Bob Creswell's wife, Chris, herself a longtime employee. Yes, you have to stand, Chris, sorry. As well as Bob's son, Wade, his daughter, Lucy, Bob's sister, Beth, Wade's wife, Juanita, and his grandchildren, RJ and Blake. We welcome all of you. Thank you so much for being with us today. I would now like to also introduce to you the other members of the stage party who will participate in the commencement ceremony this afternoon. Again, I'll ask them to please stand as I call their names. On your right, Dr. Diane Ward, who is the Chief Academic Officer and Vice President for Student Learning. Behind her on the second row, Dr. Patricia Jenkins, the Dean of Health Sciences. Mr. Daniel Hyder, the Interim Dean of Social Science, Business, and Education. And then on the third row, Dr. Joel Greenlee, the Interim Dean of Humanities, and Dr. Susan Malikpour, the Dean of Mathematics and Sciences. Over on your left, in the second row, again, Dr. Julie Hall, our faculty mace bearer, Professor April Insko, the Faculty Senate President, once again, Scott Neerman, the Executive Director of the Roan State Foundation. A round of applause, please, for all of those who are part of the stage party. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon's commencement speaker is Bob Creswell. Bob dedicated almost 20 years to Roan State, serving in the role of Director of Student Financial Services from 1979 to 1998. He is a lifelong resident of Roan County and a graduate of Roan County High School. He earned his BS in Secondary Education in 1972 and an MA in Educational Administration and Supervision from Tennessee Tech in 1978. His passion for education and dedication to the growth and well-being of this area and this college are evident. And under his guidance, many local students who might never have had the opportunity to attain college credentials were able to be in this gym, walk across this stage in caps and gowns before embarking on their own careers and transfer degrees. Similarly, his love for the community is demonstrated by his decision to raise his children, Wade and Lucy, here with Chris, again his wife of 51 years, and herself, as I mentioned, a member of the Roan State staff for 30 years. I was kidding her today, one of her many duties, she used to get our college catalog all in order, and I asked her if we could bring her back to help with that, and her answer was kind, but it was a swift no. So I get that, I really do understand. Bob and Chris are the proud grandparents of two, and Bob continues to share his talents even after his retirement from academia, currently holding the position of General Manager of Roan Central Utility. And we're indeed honored to have him return to Roan State today as one of our featured speakers, and we know he has words that will inspire the graduates. Again, that's what it says on the script, and all those things were true, but again, one of the things that's been important to me is to invite folks back that many of you know, some of you never had the blessing to work with, so that you will get to know them. These are the pioneers who built Roan State. The successes that we have now, all of the things that we are able to do is because Bob and those who came with him built it from the ground up. All right, there's just no other way to say that. And so I want not only you to get to know him, but I want him to see what his pioneering work, what he and Chris, what they have done, and what we're doing today. And I know they are so proud to be here. I know they're so proud of you. And again, ladies and gentlemen, there is no one that I would more gladly share the stage with today. Please welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Bob Creswell.
Well, I know to you, they say the tassel's worth the hassle. Well, to me, the tassel is a hassle. This thing's getting all over me. I've seen two things already that make me glad that I came back. And one is the notation on your regalia that you're first generation. And that was one of the main reasons Roan State was started in the beginning, to find people that didn't have the chance to go to college and to provide that 51 years ago. So I really love seeing this. The other one is the biggest banner up here. Right now, we've got a gym full, and we've got a very important event going on. 28 years ago, this gym was full, and the Roan State Raiderettes were winning the national championship, and we had more fun than we knew how to handle. But there were some great students came through, stay in touch with some of them. One's on the staff here now in a very prominent position. But to my prepared remarks, and I really appreciate Dr. Whaley asking me to be here, and I address these remarks to he, distinguished guests, families of the graduates, and the class of 22. And it really is great to be here. It's great to be back in this gym. A lot of fun memories, not only for myself, but my wife, our children who were literally raised in this gym as cheerleaders and ball boys and things like that. But I know that as you reach the end of your academic journey, it's been a long road. And, you know, there was a time when the roads at Roan State didn't look the way they do now. They were more like dirt roads, maybe even footpaths. In 1971, as Dr. Whaley said, the college began. At that time, I was a senior at Tennessee Tech, so I didn't have any chance to go to Roan State. I was too old, which is a distinction that I guess I'm proud of at this point. But I can tell you that every member of my family, from my wife to my children to their spouses to our grandchildren, have attended Roan State and graduated. So I know the rewards that go along with attending Roan State. I began employment at Roan State in 1979. That was just 8 years into the college's existence. And I soon found out after beginning working here that Dr. Kyler Dunbar, the founding president, wasn't satisfied with Roan State being a community college. He wanted it to be the community college. As a result, there was a lot of program development occurring, a lot of organizational changes and shifts occurring, and in general, a lot of growing pains to contend with. Figuratively speaking, we were beginning to put the first layer of asphalt on those dirt roads and footpaths. 35 years ago, in 1987, I was approached by the administration and told that they were thinking about beginning a presidential scholarship program that would be available to the valedictorians and salutatorians in the high schools in the Roan State service area. It was a very lucrative scholarship back then. It paid all college fees with money left over for their expenses. The administration's question to me was, do you think you can attract these students to the college? And of course I had to tell them that I could, so it began. My mission was to get the word out to all the guidance counselors and school administrators about the scholarship. And when I started doing that, I soon found out that all the prior outreach activities had been limited to just the larger high schools within easy reach of the Harriman campus here. So my goal was to reach every high school and gain access to the students. Now that first year, the administration told me that they had money to fund 10 scholarships. So I hit the road. Well, we hit the road and talked to a lot of students. And at the end of the spring semester, when it was time for graduations, instead of 10 scholarship recipients, we had 14. I thought I was in trouble for spending too much money, but it turned out that the president thought that was a great thing, so it worked out well. Those students who entered Roan State at that time, along with students who did not enter Roan State but went on and went to work, but later decided to come back to college to pursue a degree to help them with better employment. They are the ones that have formed the foundation over the years for the reputation that Roan State has acquired. During this time, the college had amassed an amazing faculty with emphasis in the health science programs. And now, many of the top students were beginning to benefit from their knowledge and expertise. Dr. Dunbar's vision was taking place, and you are the beneficiaries of his vision. Over the years, I've heard from many of the past presidential scholars, and I've been impressed with their accomplishments and their stature in their communities and their work environments. To that end, I would like to quickly tell you about three of my friends who were early recipients of the Presidential Scholarship, and I'm honored to count them my friends. The first two recipients came from Cofield High School and Loudon High School. That was the first year of the scholarship in 1987. In 1988, the first recipient came from Scott High School. Miss Carla Watson Miller came from Scott High, and she is now on the faculty in the mathematics department at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. After Roan State, she completed her bachelor's, master's, and educational specialist degree, all while following her husband around the world while he served in the military. Then from Loudon High School, Miss Robin Runyon Townsend is currently the Director of Financial Aid here at Roan State. After graduating from Roan State, she obtained a bachelor's and master's degree from Tennessee Tech, all while working full-time in an administrative position here at the college and raising a family. And the very first recipient of the scholarship came from Cofield High School, and his name is Chris Whaley. Around here they call him President. That night, as I awarded that scholarship 35 years ago, is he smiling? Okay. I made a statement that I felt like the name of the scholarship was prophetic. And it turns out it was very prophetic, and we are so glad that Dr. Whaley is the president at Roan State. These are but three of the students who have gone through Roan State and gone on to great things. There are literally thousands of stories that exist because of the educational experience at Roan State. And I truly feel like if the people that reside in the Roan State service area were aware of the accomplishments and the renown of the students who have completed their educational experience at Roan State, they would be amazed. I don't think they have a clue what you all do when you leave this institution, but hopefully they will. To wrap up, I would like to tell you to be proud that you have received your credentials from Roan State, a college which has spent the past 51 years growing, improving, and evolving into one of the premier community colleges in the nation. Those dirt roads of the past are now pretty much paved and easier to travel than those who have gone before you. But I encourage you to make your marks in the world just as those graduates did in the early days of the college, and continue to pave the way for those who will follow you. Again, I congratulate you, and I thank you for your patience. May God bless us all.
Thank you so much, Bob. I will tell you that some of you know this, that I say if you want to know who to blame for having me at Roan State Community College at all, it's that man sitting right there, because I wouldn't have been here at all without his encouragement, and I appreciate him more than I can say. We're also really blessed a little bit later this afternoon. He and his family are going to stick around because we have a facility naming committee here at the college, and several months ago, in the midst of the pandemic, they recommended that we name an area of campus for a couple of legends at Roan State, Bob and a dear friend of ours who has passed now, Dr. Louise Green, and so we're going to have a big time celebrating a little bit later this afternoon, and so Bob's name is going to be permanently etched on the walls of a portion of this campus, and we're really excited about that. Thank you so much, Bob. Now, at this time, I'd like to ask our President's Award recipient, Deborah Porter, to make a few remarks about the impact Roan State has made on her. Deborah is a non-traditional student with 3 wonderful children and 3 awesome grandchildren, and her lifelong passion for learning reached new heights when she enrolled at Roan State. Deborah has said that school initially was not a priority for her family. She thought college was for other people, and she was fearful to get started, but she quickly overcame those fears through the friendly staff and faculty who welcomed her to her new environment here at the college. Deborah serves in many capacities. Just a few are that she serves as president of the Roan State Community College Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. She serves as a Roan State Foundation student ambassador. She serves as vice president of the Student Government Association. She is a 5-time published writer. She is a tutor in our learning centers and many, many more things. This fall, Deborah plans to attend the University of Tennessee to continue her education. She has a deep love for nature, writing, history, psychology, biology, and most of all, helping those see the joy of a life lived with knowledge. And again, I always read this, and then this is our 3rd time doing commencement, so I try to come up with inventive ways to say how awesome she is. If you know her, you know how awesome she is, right, PTK members? And anyone else who's come in contact with her. But Deborah is such a true leader. It's hard for me to encapsulate everything that she has meant and that she means to the college, but it is such a joy to know her. And if you are around her for more than 60 seconds, that joy that's inside of her will rub off on you as well. Please join me in welcoming to the stage, to the podium rather, Deborah Porter.
Is it warm in here? It makes sense if it is, right? There's over 100 degrees right there. Oh, seriously though, the impact that Roan State has had on me is profound. Aside from giving me the opportunity to join PTK, the most prestigious honor society there ever has been or ever will be, individuals that I've met here and many that I have not even met have helped me to develop the ability to run in directions I previously couldn't even face. They've given me the courage to transform into what I want to be and the wisdom to know how. They've also given me the grit to face the pains for necessary growth. Overcoming challenges like 11:59 p.m. deadlines, final exams, research essays, extra credit projects, faulty alarm clocks, and, well, speeches. They've all led us to today, where a sense of accomplishment and self-worth is allowed to soar. And it is highlighted in our smiles that the growing pains have stopped. I did come to Roan State afraid, but I will leave not only with a new worldview, knowing that people are predominantly good, but also with the strength and the realization of talents I previously never knew I had. We can all go on, knowing that no matter what the next page reveals to us, we are equipped with the competence, the confidence, and the skill we need to succeed in any chapter of our lives. Most importantly, Roan State has taught us the power of recognition. We've been showered by the outpouring of encouragement and love through vivid illustrations of patience, kindness, humor, and grace. I employ you to reflect those qualities that we have been so diligently shown. I could say because you never know whose life you're going to change, but the reality is it's your life that you're going to change. So I would like to pass on the most valuable, useful advice I was given and the key to any success that I've had here at Roan State. And I won't charge you for it because I wasn't charged, even though it is worth more than gold. If you want to get ahead, do the extra. It's only extra if you don't need it in the end. And if you're at the beginning, how will you know what you need at the end? Say yes to participation in clubs or community activities when asked. If someone is asking, then they see potential in you that you may not see in yourself. And finally, put double the effort required into everything you do. Remember, this includes forgiveness, patience, and love. Thank you, Claudia Cummings, for this very sound advice, and that is proven today by my presence on this stage. So right now, I'd like for you guys to take a moment and look around. Look around. I can see you, and you should look around. Because today we've reached our goals. Tomorrow we will reach our dreams. We did this together. Forever, we are Raiders. Congratulations, class of 2022. Thank you.
Deborah, thank you so much for speaking to your peers, to all of us this afternoon, and for being such an outstanding representative of Roan State Community College. And speaking of outstanding, we would like to recognize our veterans who are graduating today. Roan State is proud of the veterans who return to college after their service to the United States of America. So, any member of our graduating class, any graduating veteran, please stand right now. Thank you very much. And at this time, we would also like to acknowledge our first generation college graduates. We are blessed to have well over 300 of our participating graduates this year who are identifying themselves as the first member of their family to attend college. And you'll see some of them wearing special stoles to signify this achievement. Faculty members are also taking part in this new tradition as well, and we're very grateful. So again, among our graduates, if you're a graduate who is a first-generation college graduate, please stand right now. All right. Everything up to this point has been absolutely wonderful, but you know what? It is time. Dr. Ward, please prepare the class of 2022 for graduation.
Will the candidates for the associate's degree or certificate please rise? President Whaley, these students have completed the requirements for the associate degree or certificate. On behalf of the faculty, it is my privilege to present them to you and ask that you confer upon them the appropriate degree.
And by the authority vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents and the state of Tennessee, I hereby confer upon you, in each of your respective groups, the Associate of Applied Science degree, the Associate of Science degree, or appropriate certificate, with full privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Graduates, you may now move your tassels to the left. And at this time, we would invite you to please come forward to receive your degree or appropriate certificate.
Receiving the Associate of Applied Science in Dental Hygiene are the following: Courtney Hope Adkins, Mackenzie Faye Bowers, cum laude, Maria Aurora Campos Nucci, Nikki Renee Fraker, Sarah Halen Gassler, Emily Page Kirkland. Bertha Elisa O'Brien. Receiving the Associate of Applied Science in Health Information Management are the following: Sarah Nanette Blevins, magna cum laude. She's also receiving a medical coding certificate. Chelsea Elizabeth Dougler, and she is also receiving a medical coding certificate as well as her degree in health information management. Mary Maston is also receiving her degree in health information management and a certificate in medical coding. Angela K. Roberts is receiving her degree in health information management and also a certificate in medical coding. Shayna R. Schaefer is receiving her degree in health information management and also a certificate in medical coding. Michelle K. Waters is receiving her degree in health information management, magna cum laude, and she is also receiving a certificate in medical coding. Receiving the Associate of Applied Science in Health Sciences, Tammy L. Claiborne. Jessica Christina Hickman, Health Sciences. She's also receiving a certificate in medical coding. Associate of Applied Science in Medical Laboratory Technology, Madison Rianne Brantley. Skylar Jade Elliott, Medical Lab Technology, magna cum laude. Haley Nicole Paletta, Medical Laboratory Technology, magna cum laude. Brianna Lane Veach, Medical Laboratory Technology. The following students are receiving an Associate of Applied Science and Occupational Therapy Assistant: Ashley Kendall Anderson. Madison Grace Bates, Occupational Therapy Assisting. Julie P. Buchanan, Occupational Therapy Assistant. Brittany Lynn Davidson, Occupational Therapy Assistant, summa cum laude. Courtney Denny, Occupational Therapy Assistant, cum laude. Isabella M. Escalar, Occupational Therapy Assistant. Morgan Page Gardner, Occupational Therapy Assistant. Jenna Lee Hayes, Occupational Therapy Assistant. Rachel Elizabeth Matherly, Occupational Therapy Assistant, cum laude. Savannah Lynn Tripp, Occupational Therapy Assistant, summa cum laude. Sarah Joanna Voigt, Occupational Therapy Assistant. The following students are receiving an Associate of Applied Science Physical Therapist Assistant, Taylor Ann Baker. Aaron Philip Carson, Physical Therapist Assistant. Abby Christine Courier, Physical Therapy Assistant. Macy Suzanne Gregory, Physical Therapist Assistant, cum laude. Emily Claire Kirby, Physical Therapist Assistant, summa cum laude. Rosie N. McCabe, Physical Therapist Assistant, magna cum laude. Eric Thomas McClanahan, Physical Therapist Assistant. Alondra Bradley Moody, Physical Therapist Assistant, magna cum laude. Jesse Lee Presnell, Physical Therapist Assistant, summa cum laude. Allison Brantley Smith, Physical Therapist Assistant. Philip Tristan Whitaker, Physical Therapist Assistant. Receiving an Associate of Applied Science in Radiologic Technology are the following students: Amber Nicole Allen, Anna Catherine Bailey, Radiological Technology, summa cum laude. Melissa Yvonne Barlow, Radiologic Technology, magna cum laude. Chelsea Ariela Barnes Walker, Radiological Technology. Joshua Ray Bowling, Radiologic Technology, cum laude. Courtney Joanne Bullman, Radiologic Technology, cum laude. Elisa Brooke Butler, Radiologic Technology. Gracie Faith Faulkner, Radiologic Technology. Grace Susanna Marie Freeland, Radiologic Technology. Mindy Jean Hawk, Radiologic Technology, cum laude. Ashlyn Blaze Howerton, Radiologic Technology, cum laude. Courtney Jean Johnson, Radiologic Technology, cum laude. Mackenzie Christina Jones, Radiologic Technology, cum laude. Bobby Joe Kelly, Radiologic Technology, magna cum laude. Marissa Danielle King, Radiologic Technology, magna cum laude. Lynn Nguyen, Radiologic Technology, summa cum laude. Emily Miranda Sexton, Radiologic Technology, cum laude. Grace Amber Sexton, Radiologic Technology, magna cum laude. Melissa Carol Sullivan, Radiologic Technology, cum laude. Lindsay Ann Tomlinson, Radiologic Technology, summa cum laude. Jesse Willard Tunnel, Radiologic Technology, summa cum laude. Lauren Michael Walton, Radiologic Technology, summa cum laude. Shayla Williamson, Radiologic Technology. Receiving the Associate of Applied Science in Respiratory Care are the following students: Juliet Rochelle Hartstick, Respiratory Care, cum laude. Rashana Hausman, Respiratory Care. Braxton P. King, Respiratory Care, cum laude. Kaylee Brooke Legg, Respiratory Care, magna cum laude. Elisa R. Mize, Respiratory Care. Leroy Parker III, Respiratory Care. Jonathan Lee Smitty, Respiratory Care. Receiving the Associate of Applied Science in Surgical Technology are the following: Jillian K. Davis. Sarah Michelle Dishman, Surgical Technology. Courtney Janine Hughes, Surgical Technology. Kaylee Nicole Hunley, Surgical Technology. Victoria Lynn Moody, Surgical Technology. Haley A. Rudel, Surgical Technology. Receiving the Associate of Applied Science in Vision Care Technology, Alexis Adara Bowman. Tyler Wayne Buckner, Vision Care Technology. Ashton Ray Nicole Burgess, Vision Care Technology, magna cum laude. Haley Gail Burgess, Vision Care Technology, cum laude. Claire Elizabeth Clark, Vision Care Technology, magna cum laude. Emily Michelle Gass, Vision Care Technology, summa cum laude. Corey Randall Geems, Vision Care Technology. Tracy Gonzalez, Vision Care Technology. Brittany Suzanne Higgins, Vision Care Technology, cum laude. Jordan L. Laxton, Vision Care Technology, summa cum laude. Soledad Olvera, Vision Care Technology. Shelby Lee Shelton, Vision Care Technology. Nadia Vasiluk, Vision Care Technology. Erica Leanne Walker, Vision Care Technology. Victoria Renee Webster, Vision Care Technology, summa cum laude. Haley Madison Williams, Vision Care Technology. Caitlin Yancey, Vision Care Technology. Receiving the Certificate of Advanced Emergency Medical Technician, Keith Bachagalupo. Marie Nicole Essery, Advanced EMT Certificate. Kimberly Ann Fisher, Advanced EMT Certificate. Elizabeth Yoakum, Advanced EMT Certificate. Alexis Lackey, Advanced EMT Certificate. Isaiah Thomas Obregon, Advanced EMT Certificate. Michaela Rose Pratzman, Advanced EMT Certificate. Haley Danielle Bunched, Advanced Pharmacy Technology Certificate. Receiving a certificate in Paramedic, Matthew Max Cooper. Roy Matthew Odell, Paramedic Certificate, U.S. Navy. Receiving a certificate in medical coding, Misty F. Bryant. Moreland Haydorn, certificate in medical coding. Patricia Sue Upchurch, medical coding certificate. Receiving a certificate in polysomnography, Rachel Elizabeth Makers. Alexandra Janine Stroud, Middle College.
All right, folks, it is time for the biggest cheer of the day. Would you join me, please, in congratulating officially the class of 2022? One of us is really cute. I don't know. One of you, I don't know. You, okay, got you. I got you. All right, one of the traditions that I always do that may be sounding kind of silly, but I love it anyway. I get the first selfie with the graduating class, so hold on just a second. And now we have a special treat for all of us. For the first time during these commencement ceremonies, we have our very first Roan State alma mater. And so we'd ask everyone to please stand. This alma mater is written by Dr. Joel Greenlee, again, our Interim Dean of Humanities. And you can find the words to it in your program just behind today's order of service. So we find that printed in your program. Take it away, please, ladies. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Thank you so much for that. Especially Joel, thank you for that beautiful, beautiful alma mater. We look forward to hearing this beautiful tribute for many years to come here at Roan State Community College. And of course, we can't end this afternoon without recognizing, obviously, it's been said many times, but it could be said many times before because it's absolutely true. Each one of these students has achieved a significant milestone in their lives. But as with any accomplishment, they have not done it alone. And perhaps most importantly, I expect that none of these graduates who have received their degrees and certificates this afternoon did so without the support of family and friends. So now, what we want to do, if you have played any role as a family member, friend, if you've offered a word of encouragement, if you've helped in any way to make it possible for these students to become our graduating class of 2022, we want to honor you now by asking our graduates to stand and thank all these family and friends who are with us in the hall today. Graduates, remain standing for just a moment, please, because our faculty, as you know, have challenged our graduates. They've made it possible for them to learn, to expand their educational horizons. So graduates, would you please turn, the faculty are sitting right behind you, and join me in thanking the Roan State faculty for all that they do. You may be seated. I want to thank, obviously, all who have worked so diligently to make these ceremonies possible. You can imagine what it takes to pull off one of these, let alone 4 of these. And we have an incredible team of far too many people for me to list one by one, unfortunately, from facilities to our police force and all those who have worked so hard. We have an incredible graduation committee. And I guess this time always makes me think in terms of the folks who have set up for years, and many of you would have no way to know this, but if you've looked in your program, we have, as every institution has, every organization has, we've lost Roan State family members this year, and we have some of those listed in the program, but we lost one member of our family too late to make it into the program because he passed just this week. Terry Shirn, who worked in our maintenance facilities department for years and years, drove the buses for Roan State. A dear member of our family passed away earlier this week, and every time I come in here and I see the beautiful setup of the chairs and the stage, I'm always going to think of Terry because Terry was one of the main ones who made that happen. And so I just mentioned that to you because we want to make sure that we honor his memory and the love that we have for him, and all those who we have lost this year is absolutely in our hearts right now. I also want to thank, speaking of all these folks that do all this work, somebody has got to make sure that we all are where we need to be and that it all gets organized. And that person is Miss Amy Keeling, the Dean of Student Academic Services. She's right back there. A round of applause for Amy, please. So again, congratulations, graduates. You have been, you always will be a part of the Roan State family. We are so very proud of you. We're so honored that you chose Roan State Community College, and you have been a blessing to all of us. This concludes our graduation ceremony. We'd ask that you please stand now as the stage party, the faculty, and the graduates exit the arena. Thank you so much for being here today.